Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon
and Banshee, and this is Mr. O's
Goth Tarot,
guest starring me.
the Banshee.
Welcome to our first of the month show where we give you a monthly shadow work assignment for those in particular who need to focus on this particular shadow.
Who's your friend there?
Oh, my friend?
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
Word invisible.
There's no name for this friend.
What do we call
I don't call him anything.
Okay, well, I guess you brought him for a reason, though.
I did, because I don't look very gothy today, Mr. O, and I kind of thought there was at least a little bit of a goth look to, our friend here.
This is true. So Goth Tarot is the show where we explore the shadow issues in our lives.
Yes.
And we've recently, for several months now, revised it so that we look at one particular overlaying issue, and then in subsequent weeks we examine our update with that and or things that may be adjacent to it or may be worthy of consideration.
We could call them gothy.
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 Gothy?
Anyway, a little levity on the goth show.
We use a number of our tarot and oracle decks for this. Specifically with this one, we use the Cries of the Soul's Oracle.
Cries of the Soul's Oracle, and that is by Isabel Surf, illustrated by Daphna Sabani, and I highly recommend it for those of you doing your own personal shadow work. It's an excellent deck.
So let's see what's going on for December.
All right. Let's see indeed, Mr. O. December is a tough month for a lot of people. As a matter of fact, the winter months are. So, sometimes dark thoughts, negative thoughts surface, or behaviors, etc.
Some research seems to tie it into actual sunlight, that people without sunlight seem to suffer more from this idea. It's a seasonal effect.
Agreed. Okay, and of course our first card is the Dark Shadows. What is haunting us this month? And of course it's from the Wisdom section of the Cries of the Soul Oracle. Wow. It's called Inner Pain. I confidently embrace my internal torment. Ooh. Well, I did say it was a rough month for some people, for some of us, and it is. Well, I don't know what number that is. Number 3, I think. Right at the beginning. And we have not had this shadow to work with before. So the wisdom from this book wants to say, and remember, this is the actual shadow speaking to us. I am a box deep inside you that only you can open, and I contain a lot of painful things you placed here so you don't have to feel so much. When you are made to feel insignificant or powerless, or when you feel great disappointment, you hide these emotions away within me, so they disappear from your mind. You don't allow yourself to feel hurt or fully experience the moments in your life. It almost sounds like a form of denial, or even maybe shell shock, You're so disappointed and distressed by something that you just push it away from you rather than experience it.
So to some degree, I guess it would be considered a form of cognitive dissonance where you understand it on one level, but on another level you sort of negate its presence.
I think almost immediately upon it happening to you, you're either going to pretend it didn't happen, or, you're just going to act like it's nothing and let it just keep building up inside you, letting that little space there that they talked about just get more full, more full, more full. And we all know what happens then. Ultimately, it tends to explode.
So there is a cumulative effect to this that, events or situations just sort of add to your sense of wanting to deny them. You put them inside of yourself in this area, and then at some point, the ultimate trigger just says, no, I'm tired.
Yeah, or you give up on yourself. I mean, it's one of two things here. And also, it's like it said here, there was one point where it said about feeling insignificant or powerless. Whenever you're made to feel that way, and great disappointment, you hide these emotions. I also feel because you're not allowing the hurt to affect you, you're missing the point of the experience. The experience you're supposed to learn and grow from, not push it away from you.
Right, and this may not be everybody, but this may be some people who really do need to understand at a deeper level why they're going through, a bad time. So let's move on to the Dark Whispers.
Let's do that.
All right, so I guess you read from the supplement section there.
All right, and then we draw a tarot.
Yes.
Okay. So, and we're both shuffling for the first one, right? Yeah. Okay. So, this is the warning.
What do you need to know the supplement?
Yes. As the repository for painful experiences, I help you manage your emotions and inner pain when your emotional responses and thoughts threaten to overwhelm you. I can help you focus on your goals and keep moving forward at your own pace, but using me can also cause collateral damage. You may hurt people or forget to do things or go somewhere with negative consequences. It's kind of like, on the one hand, this can be helpful to you, to kind of push it back so you can continue moving forward. If you're choosing to do that, though, if you're pushing it back and ignoring what happened, well, number one, you might be making the same mistakes over and over again. Or number two, you're just not dealing with what you need to be able to move forward.
So some of that sounds like about the values of compartmentalizing our life. And of course, like it suggests, and Banshee said, it can be helpful, but up to a point. There are some things that you do need to experience them or not put them off very long.
Right, because it could stop you actually from making that move forward. They spoke about it a little bit differently here. You move forward at your pace, but the thing is, if you're pushing this back, it may be hard for you to move forward if this is still an issue for you. If it's left angry.
Let you get with these then. Didn't give myself quite enough space.
Okay. Oh,
I think I got it. No, it's me set up here.
I think we need to get another folding small table that we could use for shuffling.
Or we just need to consider the overall setup. Alrighty, so this is going to be using the Erethereal Shadow Work Tarot, and all the other subsequent cards that we're going to use, we're going to draw from this particular shuffle and pull. So once again, it is what we need to know. And it's the reversed Three of Wands.
It's almost exactly what I was talking about in a way. If this has really hurt you and you're not dealing with it, you're not handling it, it may stop you. It may make you more cautious. It may make you more insecure about taking chances, taking risks, because you've got this kind of burden that's just festering there that's maybe, the less you deal with it, the more likely you would take risks. I don't know. I don't see that. What do you feel when you see this card here?
What you need to know is that maybe you will miss out opportunities. Some of these are things that probably would have helped you overall, but they may have been other situations in your life, and you may feel in general that you're just not, once again, it's just contributing, like you're just not able to respond to things well enough or timely enough or whatever in order to be effective. So you feel basically more ineffective.
You are missing opportunities for growth. And when it said here that it can help focus you on your goals and keep you moving forward at your pace, but using me can also cause collateral damage. You may hurt people or forget to do things, and that's just it. You may not want to take the risks. You may not want to do things to upset the apple cart further, but that's the only way we're going to figure out, what works and what doesn't in our life.
All right, so now we will move on to the dark drama. And once again, we just pull from that shuffle there with the Erethereal. And the idea is, of course, dark drama is how others or other outside factors or events may be triggering all of this. So, and it's the Ten of Pentacles.
Oh, it's the Two of Pentacles.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's only two there.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No problem. Well, that's an interesting thing here. So the dark drama. What could be triggering this? Well, I think it's kind of the need for perfection in a way. And I know this sounds crazy, looking at the Two of Pentacles. But when you think about it, if you're trying to achieve perfect balance, you figure dealing with this thing is going to cause too much imbalance in your life for you to handle.
It almost sounds like you exist in an atmosphere where your shadow occurs, but also this idea that you have to have a more perfect persona or something like that. So this could say that maybe this is something where you really do engage the most with people, whether it's a workplace or, some other situation. The emphasis from the outside promoting or demanding or wanting you to mold yourself into balanced perfection triggers this.
This could be outside dramas or situations that are causing it over people, but people are probably involved to some extent. I think here it's the idea of you're pulling this away, so it's hidden away, you're not dealing with it, because you really want to show everybody the appearance that everything is right in your world. In a way, that's the dark drama here to me, is this idea that everything is right in your world when you yourself, deep, 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 deep down there, know that isn't so.
Bam. So I can't discount that. We will now move on to the dark truth. And so once again, we will read from the Cries of the Soul, this time the warning section.
Yes,
and then we'll pull another Erethereal.
All right. I went too far, probably. Inner pain, the warning. I can be a positive warning if you open me regularly when you have the time and resources to do so. Examine each element from your current perspective. You can decide to leave them in the box if you aren't ready to work on them. But if you are hurt by something, you can also decide to talk about it with a person involved or someone you trust. We can coexist without you being prevented from fully experiencing things. I only play the role you give me, but your inner balance is what matters most. Wow. So that's interesting too. The warning is you want balance, yes, but you don't want to give your other people the appearance there's balances when there isn't. I mean, you want to have inner balance, and so you need to start working what is causing this inner pain as you can. You need to take it slowly, step by step. I don't know about you, Mr. O, but I sense maybe that could be a point of your shadow work follow-ups going forward. How to take some of these things and bring them out and work with them, in the month ahead.
Right, because
Step by
these may
step.
be very specific, different denials.
Yeah.
What they do is they cause you to create this other persona about yourself so that you can, distract from that.
And
distract yourself.
We need a tarot card with this too?
Right.
Did you speak on this enough? I forget.
I think I did. I
Okay.
liked what you said there.
All right.
But I think you're right that just like when we examined a little bit of chakras subsequently, because it kind of came up during the warning or somewhere of that particular month. Was that last month maybe? I think it was. Anyways, here we go. So this is an additional card that represents the dark truth, what we must accept. And it's the Wheel of Fortune reversed. I'll put that one over there.
Okay. Well, I think what you must accept is, like this card said, I can be a positive warning if you open me regularly when you have the time and resources to do so. The wheel talks about timing, and when the wheel is reversed, it's bad timing. So right now, I think getting this at this point in the reading is saying to me that we need to make the time, but also make sure it is the right time to deal with the issues you need to deal with. Bad timing could cause it all to go wrong.
Yes, it is a dark truth. It is what we must accept that, normally, the Wheel of Fortune reverse could mean some other things too, but I think it's really more about the sense of timing here. The idea that, we want to do better, but we don't really engage exactly when we should. We maybe put it off, or we're looking for something before we can do it. Perhaps we will be able to expand upon this in the next
Yeah,
few
and
weeks.
you know what? We may be building, it took time to build all these things up inside of you. And so it's going to take time to, come to terms with them.
That's a good reminder.
All right, what you got?
Okay, so now it's the dark gift, the hidden ability, power, resources, and aspect of yourself that can help you cope with what is haunting you. And for that, we just draw one tarot from Erethereal Tarot.
And it's going to be reversed. The dark gift. It's justice. Reversed.
All right, and I'll position.
Thank you. It's justice reversed. So what is the gift that can help you? Well, it's...
Life isn't fair. There's
Again,
another planet.
well, aren't we seeing a lot of, we have timing here, we have balance here, we have another thing where balance could be playing a role, or things that are out of balance. So I think the dark gift is the ability to find that sweet spot, that will be you figuring out the right time to work on the right issues. Finding that perfect harmony and balance is not going to be easy. I think that's why it came up as the dark gift. It's a gift for you to be able to do so. So you're really going to have to stop ignoring this and start deciding when is the right time to start working on these issues.
Right.
What's right and just for you.
Right. Justice and judgment are two different things, but don't, let one become the other. With justice reversed, I think this is saying, from my part, is that the dark gift is a sense of understanding. This will take a little bit to work on, that it won't necessarily happen exactly or with exactly the right result you expect. You may still, have to work with it.
You may have to understand, too, that, some of the things that we have gone through in life that have caused these imbalances, they may never be totally righted, but they can be accepted. And so, like I said, instead of seeking perfect balance in your life, try to just flow with the ups and downs that life throws at us is what's really important here. Instead of bottling them up within, in to be able to cope as they happen and deal with them.
And that is that message that I think we're getting there from the inner pains.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we just close with the moving forward section from Cries of the Souls, and that represents the dark destiny or the dark light marriage. And it's how we integrate our shadow and light.
So, to create a new relationship with me, the inner pain shadow, visualize how you reacted to experiences that disturbed you and ask yourself whether you are ready to confront that experience through a conversation with someone or changing a habit or project. Determine practical steps to take to accept who you are. For example, when something hurts you, write it on a piece of paper and shut it away in a box, set aside for that purpose. Then when you're ready, reflect on what you wrote. You can work on past wounds with an experienced person, but don't hold it against yourself if you still put things in the box and leave them there for a while. Remember that you always do your best with what you have. Don't be too hard on yourself, obviously, is the message here. But also this idea of putting it, recognizing that you are closing this in a box by putting it in an actual physical box is a great idea. It's a great idea because it's a reminder too. And put that box in a place where you will regularly see it so that, you don't have to, oh, that box is there, I gotta do it. No, but that it's a reminder that it's there and it's waiting for you to pick the right time to go in there and see what you can put to rest.
Wow.
Right?
I can't say any more, but I do feel like, maybe that's also why your dark gift is injustice, is realizing that, it'll take time. I said that before, but I just think I have to reiterate that it doesn't happen all at once.
And you know what, Mr. O, I could be wrong. Maybe I read this for myself, but this one sounds familiar to me. We may have had this in the beginning, close to the beginning of when I started working for you, because some of the techniques in here are familiar. Now, I have used the deck for myself, so it's possible I'm thinking of something I pulled for myself. But anyway, it's great advice, and we pull a tarot card for this too.
Are you sure about that? I'm not sure totally.
Plus tarot, plus affirmation.
Well, it says and. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm good with that. So it represents also how we integrate shadow and light. What do you got?
It's the Ace of Pentacles. Woo-hoo. Upright.
Nice.
And so what does that mean? What does that mean? I think it means that just be willing to grow from the lumps you've had to take in life. As a matter of fact, you starting to deal with these one at a time, pacing yourself, being kind to yourself in the process. Growth is you're planting the seeds for future growth.
That is beautiful. I don't even know that I could say anything. It's interesting that, of course, we had the other pentacles, the two.
Yeah. So could this be business project oriented? This did mention that possibility here. It also mentioned the possibility of perhaps if some of these pains are caused by other people, that it's time to maybe address them with that person, to talk to someone. It may also be time to deal with your pain with a professional, as has been suggested here as well, depending on how deeply seated these are with you. So don't be afraid to work with others or work with yourself as you can to start healing.
Moving forward by starting something new that maybe, has great growth potential.
Right. It said here maybe abandoning, changing a habit or a project. So, I mean, if you have been, self-harming yourself, for example, this is a really out there example, but if you've been self-harming yourself, for example, the whole idea here of starting a new habit, you can change that habit. This is a time for growth and a time for healing. So whatever the case may be, however dangerous or not the problems that you're dealing with are, it's time to really recognize that they are there still and maybe start writing them up, some of the ones you think are there, put it in a box and put it where you can see it every so often so that it will be a reminder to start working on it when you can. Anything
Thank you,
else?
Banshee, for appearing today and guiding us along.
You're welcome, Mr. O. And that's Goth Tarot for your monthly working. I'll be back at the start of the new year, and we'll see what the new year has to bring us.
I wish us luck.
Take care, everybody. Have a great holiday season, and I'll see you next year.
And I'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.